Kane Idris right here. Yes, it's the hot topic segment on Page by Page. And you need to be here because it's really hot on the hot topic segment today. Yes, and also we've got the man himself in the studio. Yes, very insightful. Breaks down issue as coolly as possible. In fact, I need to learn his coolness, especially when he's dropping those bombs. It's still stays cool. I'm talking of Akintomiwa Adetokiunbo.
Oh, thank you very much. It's nice to be here
Welcome.
again.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that I will not need to, to fan myself because
Yes,
of the
it's
heat that
very
will come
hot.
up.
Yes, and if you notice, we're putting on all black this morning.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, which is really amazing. So right now, diving into the topic of discussion for today, we'll be talking about insecurity and the Ogbomosho attack, which happened some days back, and the state police incident that happened yesterday, which is very sad. But first off, we'll be starting with the insecurity, and I would like to ask Mr. Akintomiwa what he thinks about the state of insecurity in Nigeria right now before we dive into our questions.
Okay, I think for us to know how things had gone so bad, we should, like I said, where we were some 10 years, 15 years ago. I remember when I was growing up, anytime I'm traveling to any part of this country, number one, I don't like going during the day. I always take night bus. And it's always peaceful. We watch movies all through. If you want to sleep, you sleep. There's no issue. But today, how many people can travel, even for evening journeys? So it's that bad. It's that bad, and banditry, terrorism, kidnapping, killings. We are in a very precarious situation.
Yes.
Very precarious situation. I also hope that we have a government who can niche the board and just get the whole thing sorted out.
So, which brings me to the question to the biggest factors. Like, what are the biggest factors fueling insecurity in Nigeria today?
I'm not a security expert, but the little things I have seen. Number one, I think one of the things that is fueling insecurity is poverty. Yeah, it is poverty because look, it is risky to carry arms. It's risky. Let's look at it from the point of an armed robber.
Yeah.
It is risky to be an armed robber.
Yeah.
It's not easy. It's not easy to say, look, because anyone who is going to rob knows that it's either I kill, I'm successful, or I'm caught. And in that being caught, it could be on the point, it could be lynched. So it is not easy to be an armed robber. If there are opportunities open to everyone, and everyone knows that, look, you know what, if I put in my best, I am sure that the system will reward me. I think the number of people who go into this, to perpetrate all this evil, will reduce. So one is poverty. Number two is ignorance or say lack of education. Lack of education, because also maybe to an extent too, maybe politics are also coming, because most of the people that bear arms, according to where we hear, is that many of them are used as political talks, giving arms. So after the election, it's difficult to withdraw those arms from them. So if you give them monies to go and cause havoc during election or during primaries or whatever, and you think that when you are done, of course, when they are done with them, they can't keep giving them the money. And they have arms in their hand. So what they do next is going into... So the issue is multi-faced issues, like I said, poverty, talk about lack of education, talk about politics, we talk about... ignorance. Exposure, lack of exposure. Religion, to an extent, to plays its part,
I would like to hear that religion.
I don't want to be too controversial about it, but we know that it's a section of the country, or there's a kind of religion, either is ignorant, maybe people misunderstood that religion, but where it's believed that you serve you serve the ultimate goal, or you serve the interest of your God, when you have to forcefully take over people's land, dominate people. Exactly. We could see, I don't mention a particular religion, but we know those religions that they feel that one of the ways they can spread their religion is to take over people's land. Forcefully do it, because if they have that issue over time. So it's happening. Another thing again as foreign security also is how do I coin this word? I think development. How do I mean? For example, the nomadic guys, the guys who do
Nomadic farming.
Nomadic farming, who are into what's their names now? Cattle rearing. It is part of their life. It's not just a business to them. It is their life to move from one point to another point. So you get this is part of and when they do that movement, they already have a pathway.
Yeah.
They can move 5,000 cows at the same time through that pathway. Because so they move it down. As they are moving it, they are selling off. They are, before they come back again,
And reproduction is also
now there's development. Those areas where they used to take without nobody, it was a no man's land to them. But that land belonged to somebody. At that time, nobody needed the land, so people just let it be. But now people want that land. It's somebody's farm now. Somebody's trying to build there. Somebody's trying to expand. But to them, they don't know all those things. So they still keep walking down that same route. They get to a point, somebody's farm, Carl doesn't know farm now. They just walk in like that and destroy the farm. So that and after a while, we started having cattle rustlers. People will now come, steal their cow and go. In trying to defend their own cow, they carried gun. So the issue is just so...
It's multifaceted.
Yeah, and we unfortunately, we had government who was paying lip service to these issues.
True.
Now it has grown. It has become much more. Now it has now involved the issue of terrorism has come in. They now have foreign financiers. We have those who. So it's so complicated now. However, this does not serve as an excuse for our government.
Yes.
You see, look. These people have, maybe sometimes I ask myself, do these people understand the kind of power they weigh? Do you want him to be
I'm not
to be
stopping
in
you,
government?
but that's the next line of question.
Okay.
Is the government doing enough?
I can't say they're doing. If I say they are doing,
to secure lives and property.
If I say they are doing enough, then we are doomed. It's like saying that in a class, the highest score, maybe out of 100. You score 30. The highest person who scored is 10. And you're asking that, are the students doing enough? No. The fact that I'm saying that issues are so complicated now, I would never agree that the government is doing enough. Considering the resources they
at their disposal.
Yeah. So I don't think they are doing enough. No. Not with these killings, not with these kidnappings, not with all that they are quick to tell us, to give us, oh, sorry, it will never happen again. They will be brought to justice, and they are never brought to justice. So, I mean, I can't imagine if I am the MD CEO of Nigeria, and I employed Mr. President as the MD. I'm the CEO, and I employed him as the MD over the company called Nigeria. Yeah. And all this happened. I think I would not have sacked him. I would have sacked him.
You would have arrested him.
I said, look, you're not doing well. Yeah. So I cannot excuse the level of performance when it comes to insecurity in this country. I can't excuse it.
Okay. I think you... Okay, let me just... the Ogbomosho attack is still very fresh on our minds. Yeah. In fact, still, some people are still in captive. We saw a video where students were being tortured. Mm-hmm. We heard of the maths teacher, the principal is still there and all of that. This, in fact, we had a show where we talked about how the social media is not even talking about it enough. How did it hit you? How did it come to you? Because it's one thing to hear of it, it's another thing to understand that the perpetrators did a video and even posted it out there for all and sundry to see, and we all saw it. How did he hit you?
Okay, so I did a post on my, I think it's in my WhatsApp updates. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? And I said, that I'm getting worried, not even about the killing or the kidnapping. I'm getting worried about my reaction to these stories. True. It's like mentally, my mind is already normalizing this situation. So I'm no longer agitated. I'm no longer angry about it. So I'm afraid.
You move on quickly.
Yeah, I'm afraid that I think there's something wrong with me. Because I have to tell myself in that post, look, Tomiwa, kidnapping is not normal. Killing is not normal. Do you know how they mention these killings every day? Now it's no longer head news again. You have to flip down the newspaper to see those headlines because I don't know. And I strongly feel that it's one of the reasons why it will be difficult to conquer insecurity. Look, anywhere in the world, the people need to put pressure on the government for the government to take them serious.
Yes.
So if by now, I think by now, all the teachers in your state should have gone on strike.
True.
Should have refused.
All the schools management.
That's how it's run. Even in sane countries, if you people don't put pressure on the government concerning a matter, the government knows that it is not right, but they will do it at their own pace. Yeah. But when there is, you decide. Look at what happened. Sorry, I'm digressing a bit. Look at what happened between EFCC and that's hospital in Uyo now.
Oh, okay.
That they went to arrest the doctor.
True.
Immediately, NMA stepped in and they down-tooled.
Yeah.
That was pressure.
Yes.
They had to cause. I can't remember when last EFCA came out to apologize. They came out because pressure. That's what pressure does. But everything is normal in your state. Even a party went ahead and had its primary in the same Oyo state.
True.
Because there is something wrong with us. Something has tampered with our reasoning. We are beginning to normalize these things. Oyo is just next door to us in Lagos. So.
Very close.
No, we thought it was far away. We thought it was Borno.
Now
We thought it was Sokoto.
Yes.
Now they came down to Benue. They came down to middle belt. We saw it's too far away. Oyo.
Down the southwest.
It's close.
Oyo is close. The next people that we should be careful now are those in those riverine areas in Lagos.
Yes.
Those areas, because they are. It will start coming down, and before we know it, and look, I don't know. I again, if I could feel like this, I understand. Majority of us will feel the same way. We could rant about it. Oh, 1 day, 2 days. Everybody goes that bit.
Sometimes it's even hard.
There's something wrong, and the government are enjoying it because they know if it happens, just keep quiet. After 2 weeks, 3 weeks, one or something comes, and everybody moves on. Everybody moves on. I mean, how could you still be going on with the political issue in the state when that happened? I thought everybody said, you know what? All this is suspended. Let's move on.
And then it came.
We had a president that went to Plateau and met with God. You went to a state where they've just been killed. They know, even if it's for photo ops. Yes. What everybody should know is that to go to where the people are and they show you, show you in the hospital with them.
Yes.
You told them to come and meet you at the airport. They brought the victims. While he was giving his speech, he told them that he will be leaving in few minutes. Can you see the level of... There is no empathy again. There's no empathy again.
It's gone.
There is no empathy. Difficult. It's like you telling me to come and fight my brother here. You tell him to fight him. Are you with me? Tell him to fight him, and you tie my hand behind my back. Say, go and fight him, but my hands are tied. You say we can't carry arms.
Yes.
These people can't carry arms. These people don't have access to police. They are even afraid. Look, when you say, intelligence, it is zero. Look, I was listening to the report. Is it a report or it's a report from the defense headquarters, and said that these people that carried out this act were those people who were displaced, terrorists who were displaced. Are you saying that you don't have intelligence that would have told you that when we displace people from
This
here,
is where
they will likely go to?
Yes.
Because there's a pathway, maybe the bush,
yes.
Maybe the forest runs down there to. You should have. It's just intelligence. You will have said, you know what? If we push them from here, they will likely go, and every village or every city around that axis is well protected. Or what is the governor doing? He should have said, you know what? By our security architecture, these are the vulnerable villages in my state.
Yes.
Let us do something to the people can't protect themselves. How? They were showing somewhere in Kwara State. everybody have deserted that village.
Yes. Completely.
So the only way the only thing they can do is to desert. What else do they do? Do you know the kind of guns these guys, this terrorists carry, or these kidnappers carry? What would they do? There's nothing. There's no how they can protect themselves. That's why they vote. That is why we pay tax. That is why we give our allegiance to our leaders that do this on our behalf. I was just coming to your studio and I saw where the APC had their primaries yesterday. If you can't count the number of police cars parked there
to protect those that don't need protection.
The number of police cars.
Yes.
I was listening to one man was talking about what happened in Plateau. He said when those things happen, when they come and kidnap them, the army will come, everybody will be, in 2 weeks, everybody will be withdrawn back.
From the place that was already attacked.
They will withdraw them back. Just
like somebody has said.
I couldn't count the number of police vehicles that were parked where they were doing primaries to protect. That's just ordinary party primary. Yeah. Meanwhile, we can't do ordinary intelligence to say these areas are vulnerable. Let's put in more people there to protect them.
That takes us to state policing, state security. But we label it state policing. Some days ago, say Sunday, Monday, Seyi Makinde, that was just a day before we heard of the Ogbomosho attack. Was talking about how he had gone and shopped for 2 surveillance aircraft. And yesterday, I got a report, from him directly where he was asked, these attacks and all of that. And then you talked about surveillance aircraft. What is the state of the surveillance aircraft? And he mentioned that they are already in Nigeria. In fact, they are, in the country and they are being assembled and all. That is Seyi Makinde, the governor of your state. Should we say that the next line of action to give us lasting solution is to go to state policing? If that is the next line, how do we go about that?
Look, I don't know if you do that. I don't know if our viewers do this. The time I sit down and analyze Nigerians' problem, I say number one, insecurity, all these things. We need policies to policing all these things. I said that we have other countries who went through the same route, who have state policing, and it's worked for them. Yes. But I have a fear about this country. True. Because there's something about us that things that work elsewhere never works in Nigeria.
Except for crime.
Things that when you implement those policies, it should work in a sane environment. Yeah. In Nigeria, it will never, because there's something wrong with us as a person. True. As people, we don't allow the system to run its course. Yes. So if you start state policing now, very soon, let me tell you the issue that will come because number one, every opposition is in trouble in a state. Because even look at what happens even when federal policing. Opposition in that state is in trouble because we know that the police commissioner becomes the puppet of the governor. Number two is that you begin to see interagencies friction. Have you not seen where DSS is fighting EFC before in the court, outside the court? I must arrest him. And they begin to fight. Not the one who is in charge. They will begin to throw blows. Interagency. So very soon when you're having state police, how do you spell out jurisdiction? Yes. What point? You will see a minister who is in the federal government, probably the governor is against him. He will fly into the state with federal police. The state government will also bring up state police. Before you know it, they will turn the state to a war zone. Because federal might and state might we want to show. So it's difficult for me to suggest policies and say this is what we work in Nigeria, because not that the policy itself is wrong, because we as a people, we will not let it work.
Let me give you an instance. I was in Cote d'Ivoire and then we boarded this a BRT bus. Yeah. It's the government bus. So when it was filled to brim, in fact, it's longer than our regular BRT. So it was super filled, standing, sitting and all of that. And then after it got filled, we were supposed to ticket. And the man was trying to, punch, and it was jacked. He got hooked. He couldn't print out the ticket. Do you know what the driver did? He took everybody free. And, me as a Nigerian, I had to walk up to him and said, why that, we could just pay with cash. I was like, no, the policy is, this is how you ticket in. So it goes to the appropriate pocket. And then why? He said, because if this does not work, there is no adjusting it right now. It is not in my jurisdiction. In Nigeria, a driver would have collected cash from everybody. That is why I say I understand what you said. It's not about policies. People who carry out the policies don't even allow the process to work.
Exactly. Look, Nigeria has the highest number of laws, policies upon. We can
Beautiful
do
laws on the books.
We are police. It's about the people, with the people. So, on paper, theoretically, state police is the way to go. But I'm saying that we, as a people, do you see how some of the things you see politicians say during these primaries?
Yeah.
Somebody said is who the governor wants that wins. No matter how popular you are. As long as they don't even want someone who is popular. Because look at what happened in Rivers State. And I know you are not here to talk about politics, but see what happened in Rivers State. They look for someone that does not have any political strength, so that they can easily
push him here and
Treat
there.
him.
So is that person you want to now hand over state police into his hand? That by a simple phone call, they can tell him to go and raid down a particular place and he will do it without asking question? Or is he a country where every member of the House or Assembly or House whatever don't have a mind of their own? Look at one of the guy, I don't mention his name, who was saying that he thought the reason why you opposed the Speaker of the House or Assembly was because he thought that the president gave a go ahead. So I see that as somebody that we are
representing a
whole constituency. He does not have a mind of his own, except it is they sign off from on top. That's what you want to hand over state police to.
It's really sad, but I completely understand everything you said. This is why we're going to look at the other side of state policing, talking about the happenings in that section. I don't know how to put this, but there's a video making rounds on social media where a police officer came out to say something, and I'm going to quote exactly what he said. He said, "I will kill you. If you are inside a bus, I would kill you and everyone in that bus. Now IGP Disu go bury una and nothing go happen. Try me." And now he makes this video.
He was talking about, recording him while he's carrying out his...
Because IGP Disu gave Nigerians the permission to make videos when they are being stopped and searched by officers, and he's saying that if I am on duty and you record me, I'm going to unalive you. So it's the audacity for him to come out and make that kind of statement when the IGP made this law. So what would you say? First of all, I want to get your 2 cents about this before asking further questions.
Oh God. I asked, why did God even make me Nigerian? What did I do?
From the pastor.
What did I do?
Akintomiwa is saying this.
Why you just carry me going? Because, look, my concern is that if one can come online, can have the effrontery and the audacity to come before a camera, either his phone, whatever, and say something, knowing that it will go and still do it. No, it means that is the thinking of an average policeman.
True. True.
No, so look, we can scapegoat the guy.
Yes.
But for some things some thoughts that you have in your mind, you just say to yourself when nobody is there, just say it. You can say, but if you could say it out, it means it reflects the average mind of an average policeman out there. So that's where the fear is. That's where the fear is. Look, do you know how many? If there's one policy, every IGP, the first policy he brings up when he is appointed, you know the first thing? Policemen are withdrawn. No, 2. Policemen are withdrawn from every VIP. Yes. Have you not heard that? Yes. Every IGP must say that. Policeman is withdrawn from every VIP. Number 2, no police checkpoints. Tell me, has any of these policies ever been obeyed before?
You don't used to pass where they've withdrawn them.
I'm so unlucky. I'm always unlucky, Abby.
Exactly.
That's the truth. Look, you know why? Because they know that this man too is a product of that same system. Oga, you cannot use this thing to get there and get there and now close it for us. Oh, it's not possible. Oga, we know you. When you were like us too, and so you two they do. You know we reach there now because
I can remember when a certain IGP, came out and said, "Stop giving police people money." I'm now asking. I am on the road. It is 10 p.m. It is 11 p.m. And then I know that if I stretch 1,000 naira to this policeman, I will go squat free. And then there is an IGP who would not even say anything, but he had said something since that don't give them money. I'm now in a tug of war. I'm not giving you. The IGP said, am I stupid? Am I dumb? Because some people will come out and say, Nigerians are also not doing enough. Hey, Nigerians want to leave. She just read out a man coming online, a police officer. That should be one of the most civil people in the country. Because you give them harms. Mm-hmm. Somebody is carrying harms and is not civil. He's not empathic. He's not modest. And then you will tell me that I shouldn't give him money. I'll continue to give them money.
I think they need to subject every policeman to mental scrutiny. What do they call it? Examination. Yes. No. Many of our policemen are not normal. Mm-hmm. They're not normal. It may not be their fault. Have you been to a police barrack before? Yeah, barracks. I went through to Kenya to do something at the High Court, and I passed through a barrack and said, no human being that lives in this place can think normal. No.
How was the place like?
A dungeon.
In fact, area F.
No person that lives in this place sleeps and wake up from here every day can ever think normal.
Was it the facility? Was it people?
The living condition.
If not that place is a police barrack, I'm sure by now Lagos government will have demolished that building.
Yes. The living condition.
Bad, yeah.
No, they will have demolished it. Is that dilapidated? It's terrible.
I went to an office.
Smelling, refuse everywhere.
In area F. Right in that office, we were perceiving smell, like stench. So we need to, cut you loose. We need to leave the studio. But at the end of the day, as a people, we are talking to each other. And we're also in extension talking to the government. How do we find a way to get better when it comes to security from where we are right now, the dire situation, to where we want to be? At least have a semblance of it.
Fund the police. Employ more people. Let more sane people come into the police system. Do a thorough work with the police. But of course, police, then even other security, the army, then let the intelligence community be up and doing. It is wrong for the army to have said that, it is those terrorists that were displaced. Are you saying that? Why are you being reactive in your own intelligence gadget? Why can't you be proactive to say that, yes, you pursue someone from here, you can ask them, where and where are they likely to go? You've not killed all of them. So where and where are they likely to go? That's your next thing, your next thinking. And go and man it. And every state government should know that these areas in my state are vulnerable. I believe that the state government for Lagos now should be thinking, that is becoming uncomfortable for me. Yes. Yeah. Which communities around my area are most vulnerable? Send in people look, intelligence is a very, very big special community. Yeah. Send people in there, let people to cut around. It's time to start clearing bushes. It's time to start,
demolishing houses.
Vulnerable people look, you have seen a pattern. You don't need to be an gathering person to know that they always attack vulnerable sites, like schools. So then why can't you provide extra security for schools? It's just common sense. Assemble, even just to park a car, but you are quick to take like 20, 30 cars to go and guide a primary, where you are doing your APC primary.
No, you cannot trucks.
You cannot put just maybe 3 or 4 personnel and say, you know what, this particular area is vulnerable. Okay, yeah, you stay in this place and just,
do you also think training have got issues?
Of course,
the way our policing have been.
Have you been to police college before?
Speaking about police college, I have a
we will
suggestion.
sit down here and will not
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah, I have a suggestion, and I would like to know what you think about it. I feel like they are pushing in people who are really having personal issues or mental health issues into this. No. You cannot tell me there's the same person that should be an officer, and you're pushing this person into the military. And the person is not sane. Someone you are giving a rifle, you are giving to protect people, is now betraying our justice system by unaliving people and coming out to threaten Nigerians that are meant to, secure and guard. So now the suggestion
Blossom,
I have.
do you think?
Gratitude.
Sorry, gratitude. Sorry, I mixed you with somebody else. Do you think that an average Nigeria is normal? All of us, we are victims of trauma.
Yeah.
We are traumatic.
One way or the
We
other.
don't know. No, we don't know, because if you are not dealing with trauma, you can't survive in Nigeria.
You can't.
We had to adjust to that trauma to survive in Nigeria. Our level of trauma is now different too. Is different. Then sometimes the circumstances where we find ourselves determines how we control our trauma. Sometimes you don't know how mad a person is until you give him power.
Yes.
You don't know how crazy he is until you don't know what he can do until he has access to power. Yes. Why do you think some husbands beat up their wife at home? Because that's the only place where they can show their muscle, because they are traumatic.
Yeah.
No Nigeria is normal.
I understand that.
Oh.
Trust me.
Look, sorry. The day you step outside of this country, you never want to come back again. You don't know how traumatic and abnormal you are until the day you step out of this country and go to a sane environment. So I know that my time is up. To butcher your point, I was reading a guy who was in Germany or China or so. He boarded a train. The train was supposed to spend like 30 minutes from one city to the other city, and there was a breakdown. The train break down for like maybe 13 minutes or 10 minutes. Yeah. He said when the train picked up again, the guy who was the driver announced and apologized. We are sorry, blah blah blah. He said on their way to that next city, they begin to share a leaflet to all of them. That leaflet shows that the train delayed them for 13 minutes. So he was curious. I got 13 minutes in Nigeria. 1 hour, you have nobody. They even abuse you.
They even give you time duration.
He was asking them that, why are they sharing this leaflet showing that you were delayed for 13 minutes? He said because if you have to resume work, people have planned their life, plan their movement. So when you get to the office, all you just need to do is to give your boss that slip that says that you were delayed for 13 minutes.
Measures beyond me.
You get that's you can't. I can't relate with this. That's why I in my mind I think the guy is lying. It can't be true because I have never been used to in Nigeria. You know, in Nigeria now, if you go, I'm sorry, I don't know. I keep digressing, but I just want to say that there's something wrong with us, and we should start. I said, look, I will cut the government some slack because they are product of us. We produce them. They are among us.
And we're still producing more leaders.
Some people will invite you for interview, job interview, because it's now that thing has been normalized. Job interview, they will tell you it is 10 o'clock. You will get there 10 o'clock, and they will deliberately delay you for hours, saying that is your test. That is nonsense. How can you be wasting my time? So you are testing me. What is the joy about? You told me 10 o'clock. 10 you start the interview. You start the interview by 10 o'clock, and we end it there. So there's something wrong with us. Any person that can survive Nigeria, there's something you may not know there's something wrong with you until you find yourself in a sane environment.
I think is as good as that. As much as we want to think of all of the solutions, we've talked about trainings, we've talked about state policing and how it could clash and all of that. I think where he landed is about where it is. Go back to the families, go back to the parents, how children were brought up. How do you now send them into the society, and how does the society now train them? And like we always say, all of the leaders we have today came from this society. There is none. In fact, the religious books, both the two popular ones, says, never will any other person lead another country. You will find leaders who are from your country. So whatever you are is what your leaders will reflect. And that's what we're getting. So we need to go back to our core values and do better for ourselves, because if we don't do it, nobody will do it for us.
Okay, I think we have to wrap up at this point, because with that being said, moving forward, as Kenny has already said, Nigerians, we just need to go back to our roots and do it right. Thank you so much, Mr. Tokunbo, for
Always
being
my.
here.
You know, you guys give me
justice.
platform to just to express my frustration
And vent.
And look, sometimes you need to just be able to reset yourself and just get yourself moving. But I believe in Nigeria. I believe so much in this country. I feel we can do better.
Okay.
And I feel if we all roll our sleeves and decide that we will let the system run, we have one of the best laws and policies. It's just about we human being implementing them. Thank you for having me. I'm always happy, always happy to be here.
Thank you so much. So at this point, we're signing out. Thank you so much, our amazing viewers, for sticking with us from the beginning to the end of this amazing edition of Page by Page. And also don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and X. My name is Gratitude. Bye for now.
Yes, my name remains Akintomiwa Idris. Like a president once said, the change always starts with you. Let us do better individually, and it will go around the country. Akintomiwa Idris. So I'll see you guys again.